leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. They gave leadership to our foreparents, and that leadership made them slaves. But we have decided to find a leadership of our own to make ourselves free men. Our great scholars have advanced through the colleges, the universities, have thrown away the blotted record. Maryland did it. Assyria did it. France under Napoleon did it. Germany under Prince von Bismarck did it. England under America under George Washington did it. Africa with 400 million black people can do it. If you cannot do it, if you are not prepared to do it, then you will die. You race of cowards, you race of imbeciles, you race of good for nothing. If you cannot do what other men have done, what other nations have done, what other races have done, then you have better die. Can we do it? We can do it. We shall do it. We pray to God for vision and for leadership. And He has given us a universal vision. A vision that will not limit our possibilities to America. A vision that will not limit our possibilities to the West Indies. But a vision that said it must be a free and redeemed Africa. Christ to crucify, Christ to despise. We appeal to you for help to suck up the leadership. When you endeavor to carry your burden at the heights of Calvary, when white men scorn you, when white men scorn you, when white men spot upon you, when white men pierce your side, or the blood of one of us, for that man in the name of Simon the Syrian, who just out the word at the heights of Calvary. And now that we are bearing our burden of being so heavy, we just ask that you just help us all of that. Oh yes, the cause is there and the cause is good. Surely we shall not turn back. Oh, sail on, almighty shepherd, sail on until the flag of the red, the black, and the green is perched upon the hills of South Africa. Because the time has come for the black man to forget his hero worship of other races. And to create and emulate heroes of his own. We must canonize our own saints, create our own martyrs, and elevate the positions of fame and honor black men and women who have made a distinct contribution to our racial history. The journey truth is worthy of a place of fame for alongside the Joan of Arc. Cosmopolitan George William Gordon are entitled to the halo of martyrdom with no less glory than the martyrs of any other race. Who has Levitor's brilliancy as a soldier or a statesman outshine that of any other people, hence he's entitled to the highest place as a hero among men. Because Africa's created millions and countless millions of black men and women with war and peace, whose luster and bravery outshine that of any other people. So why not see good and perfection in ourselves? We must inspire our literature and promulgate the doctrine of our own without any apologies to the powers that be. Just like this, our uncle. Let sentiments and cross opinions go to the wind. We're entitled to our own opinions, and are not obligated to abound by the opinions of others. If others laugh at you, return the laughter to them. If they mimic you, return the compliment with equal force. Because they have no more right to dishonor, discredit you in manhood than you have in dealing with them. Honor them when they honor you. Disrespect and disregard them when they vilely treat you. Their arrogance is but skin deep, an assumption that has no foundation in morals or in law. They have come from the same family tree of obscurity as we have. Their history is as rude and as primitiveness as ours. Their ancestors were running wild and living in trees of branches like monkeys of ours. They made human sacrifices, ate the flesh of their own dead and wild meat from beasts for centuries, even as they have accused us of doing. Their cannibalism is more prolonged than ours. When we were embracing the banks of the Nile, they were still drinking blood out of the skulls of their conquered dead. After our civilization had reached the noonday of progress, they were still living in holes with bats, rats, and other insects and animals. After we had already unfathomed the mystery of the stars and reduced the heavenly constellations to minute and regular calculus, they were still backwoodsmen living in ignorant darkness. The world is indebted to us for the benefits of civilization. They stole our brought some scientists from Africa, then why should we be ashamed of ourselves? The modern improvements to be reflected and resurrected by our generation and our posterity. Why should we be discouraging somebody like us today? Who took over tomorrow will be put? Did they not laugh at Christ, Moses, Muhammad? Was there not a Carthage, Greece, and Rome? So we see him have changes every day. So pray, walk, be steadfast, and be not dismayed. Because as the Jew is held together by his religion, the white race is by the assumption and the unwritten law of superiority, the Mongolian by the precious tie of blood, likewise the black man must unite in one grand racial hierarchy. Our union must know no crime, no nationality. But let us all hold together in every country and every crime, making a racial empire upon which the sun shall never set. Let no voice but your own speak.
What's going on, man? What's going on? Peace, my good brother Oni, my homie Oni. What's going on, my man? He gave me an invitation to, as he say, Tanzania. I say Tanzania. Oni gave me an invitation, and I say, yeah, man, I'm gonna come stay at your house while I'm there. Oni say, man, he rescinding his invitation. He don't want me around. Like, wow, I thought we were tight. He told me don't come because I say I'm gonna bring some sand to the beach. But what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Tonight, we're going to talk about sacrifice, something that we must have an understanding of, and something that we must do if we want to get certain things done. I know when we sacrifice our lives like Martin Luther King did, you'll find people come online and dog him out, get mad at him. All he wanted was integration. They talk about 5%, 10% of what he did to insult people that have given their life so we can have better opportunities. Right, wrong, or indifferent. You don't have to agree with everything, but sacrifice is something that must be done. But before we get into this sacrifice, I'm going to rewind a little bit on this Marcus Garvey speech, and I want y'all to hear exactly what he said, right? Let me rewind a little bit. Let me see if this
is one grand racial hierarchy. This by the assumption and the unwritten be steadfast.
Okay, listen to what he said. You know, only when y'all hear me speak, and I tell people I don't believe in white supremacy. White supremacy have a definition. And the definition of white supremacy is white people believe they are superior to everyone on earth, especially black people. They should be in charge of everybody, especially black people. But I think we have said it so much, well, we speak it into existence. Listen to what Marcus Garvey said.
Will be not dismayed. Because as the Jew is held together by his religion, the white race is by the assumption and the unwritten law of superiority. Because as the Jew is held together by his religion, the white race is by the assumption and the unwritten law of superiority. The Mongolian by the precious tie of blood, likewise the black man must unite in one grand racial hierarchy. Our union must know no crime, no nationality. But let us all hold together in every country and every crime.
Did you hear what he said on it? An assumption. It's assumed in an unwritten law of their superiority, right? Now, my thing ain't to talk about them, because that's not my focus. My focus is us. My focus is the things that we need to do and what we have to do to make our situation better now and make the future better for our babies and our babies' babies and our babies' babies, 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 forever. That has to be the goal, right? Now, he went on in that speech and he said, let me see, I'm going to rewind back because I want you to hear it. See if I can find it right quick. But he went on to talk about those other races of people and said what they have done. And if we can't do what other men have done, basically, if we're not even willing to try to do what other men have done, he said, you are going to die. Now, I started talking about this I was in Forecast. What's going on, Forecast? Forecast was doing a live the other day. And in that process, I don't know, something came up. I don't know if he was talking about business or not. At least that's what they were talking about in the chat. And our sister, Melanated Goddess, and I'm saying her name, not out of disrespect. I'm just speaking on the conversation, right? So I'm not saying anything, talking about trying to call someone out. And she said something I hear a lot of us say. I've heard Mr. Black American, Dr. Claude Anderson, say the same thing. And they were talking about they're not going to go this far or that far to find a black business. They say we have to do better. And my response to that was we have to be willing to sacrifice. And if we're not willing to sacrifice, there's no need to get on social media and hold conversations about what we need to do or what are we going to do and how we're going to do it. That's not me trying to knock her, right? That's us holding a conversation. So then Bwana come in and he said, well, you know, he asked me to relax, something to that effect. And I'm like, no, why? I'm having a serious conversation. So, but my point was, and what I said to Bwana was, I say, you name a group of people that's in control of something, and you will find people that made sacrifice. So in that process, when we won't leave because the black business is too far, say something. Do y'all see any Chinese or Arab or East Indian businesses in y'all community where y'all live? Do y'all see any of those businesses in y'all neighborhood? I see them. I go past them. I'm willing to drive the extra 5-6 miles. But fortunately for me, I live in an area where I can go up the street and there's a black-owned gas station. So I can get gas from there. You know, I can go 1.5 miles, 2 miles up the street and bam, there's a black-owned gas station. But the reason I ask y'all that question, those people they sacrifice to come get your money. I ask y'all if y'all see that business in your neighborhoods. Now, do you see their children? When y'all were in school, did you ever see them go to school with y'all? Do you see them at the schools now? Do you see their children walking around the neighborhood hanging with your children? The answer to that question is going to be no, because they don't live next to you. They don't live next to us. So they are making sacrifice. Like, we ain't going to sacrifice and drive an extra 10, 15 miles, maybe even 20 to find a black business. But they would drive 50, 60 miles to come to the black neighborhood to get your money. White folks, you know, the ones y'all call supreme. I don't use that term. I don't call them that. Y'all already know that. Because I'm like Marcus Garvey. It's an unwritten law. It's their assumption, and it's an unwritten law. Their arrogance is only skin deep. But anyway, when you talk about the Pilgrims who was running from persecution, and they came here to this land known as America today, right? They made a sacrifice. And the ones that followed, they sacrificed. And to create this country, they sacrificed. Even to when you talk about putting our ancestors into chattel slavery, they sacrificed. They sacrificed lives. They sacrificed everything. If you go back farther, you can look and see when the Mongolians, who still today throughout history has controlled more territory than anybody throughout history, they made sacrifice to go make those, to have that control. Now, the reason I'm constantly talking about sacrifice, because we're going to have to sacrifice some things if we want to control our neighborhood. Because I noticed nobody answered the question about, do y'all see those other people in your neighborhood running businesses, right? So I'm going to ask you this then, right? I know you don't see them in your neighborhood. The kids don't go to school with your kids. They're hanging out there. They 5 and 6 year old ain't playing with your 5 and 6 year old. Sacrifice. So I'm going to ask you this. What's inside of their store? These people who we spend our money with. What's inside of their store you can't live without? Name something that they have that you cannot live without. And if you can't name anything that they have in a store that you can't live without, that means we're going to have to sacrifice and walk past them until we have community-owned businesses, until we control our neighborhood. The economy in our neighborhood is called sacrifice. And it's not, see, when we talk sacrifice, when we want to, let me say, when we talk about as our money grow, I'm going to share a screen. Y'all can say something. I'm going to share the screen while I talk, right? Y'all can let me know if you see it. That's the definition of sacrifice. The first one is like a religious sacrifice, an act of offering to a deity something precious, especially the killing of a victim on an altar. Something offered in sacrifice, but the one that fit us more is going to be number 3. Destruction or surrender of something for the sake of something else. Something given up or lost. See, that's the one I'm talking about for us. We're going to have to surrender some of our wants for the some of our wants right now, because we have to go talk to Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. We got to go talk to Apu. We got to go talk to the hood, Asian hood grandma. We're going to have to make those sacrifices if we want to see things get better as far as our, especially with our economy in our neighborhood. See, even to the point when I talk about, when I say who's willing to protect our women. And I know Bawana ain't in the chat. I don't think he come no more. I think Bawana got mad. I don't use that coward word too much. I still love you, Bawana. That's all right. I hope you listen, and I hope you know I still love you. And your life does matter. We're gonna have to, and I'm gonna keep messing with him because I do respect Bawana, so I'm gonna keep calling his name because I respect him, right? But we're gonna have to make those sacrifices. Tonight I'm Sekakama, powerful king, ruler, powerful. It was him and Tornos. Sometime I'm into our Demela. That means it's just me. Other times, I want to be the Mapogos. I want to be Makulu of the Mapogos. Do y'all know what Mapogo means? Night patrol. So that's the men sacrificing their time. Now, these are lines I'm talking about. I know y'all know that. But these are lines I'm talking about. But those are lines that's sacrificing to go make sure their territory is taken care of. Now, we can talk about all the economy. We can talk about whatever it is we want to talk about. But if we ain't willing to make a damn sacrifice for ourselves, if we're not willing to sacrifice something for our children, what is it we can say? If you're not willing to make no sacrifice at all, We sacrifice time to come on YouTube. It's time to sacrifice time to get in these damn streets. Talk to our people. It's time to build and build ourselves up. That's what we have to do. Or we can keep talking about this is what we need to do. See, I'm going to make it plain and simple. For me, it's simple mathematics. We only shop for necessities. The washateria in our community, we don't go till we own it. That means we're going to have to sacrifice stuff in our, you know what? I'm going to use Grandma used to say for an example, since she here. Peace. Eric, how you doing, Queen? Let's say Grandma used to say don't have a wash and dry in our house. But we do. She need clothes washed. We're going to have to sacrifice a little bit of that instead of constantly giving these people our money for this washateria until we going to buy the washateria. I'm sorry, y'all say laundromat. People laugh when I say washateria. My bad. Washerette, washateria, laundromat. But I think y'all got what I'm saying. So we're going to have to give Oni a ride past Habib. We're going to have to give Oni a ride past Apu. Oni should be able to hit up for it, man, I need a ride. Where you going? Got to go here. I need this. If it's a necessity. But we taking our community back. So we're going to talk about boycott. That's a sacrifice. But I ain't talking about a boycott. I'm talking about a lifestyle change that can sustain us economically. I know we got people that would tell you, well, you know, if you your black-owned businesses ain't gonna close the racial wealth gap. Neither is those people that created the racial wealth gap. Marcus Garvey said, any leadership that teaches you to depend on another race is a leadership that will enslave you. Any leadership that teaches you to depend on another race is a leadership that will enslave you. They gave leadership to our foreparents and it enslaved them. That's what he said. I ain't saying that what he said. So when they talking about closing a racial wealth gap, instead of saying this is what we should do, they want to take the laser way out, set on social media and talk about, well, what about reparations? And I'm not saying you shouldn't talk about that if that's what you want to talk about. But what I'm saying is we have to put something in action. Because if they never give you reparations, what the hell are we going to do? What are we teaching our children? Are we willing to sacrifice anything? Or is our goal to get on social media, call white people supreme, because they're the supremacists. They are the supreme people. I got y'all. They're the supreme people to you all. Get on social media, call them white supremacists, and then figure out a way to shame black people because they think different than you. Instead of saying, you know what? We all have the right to think the way we want to think, but we should be working together. Or we going to point the finger and say, they're not doing this. No, it's time to look in the damn mirror and do self-reflection. What the hell are we doing? The ones who pointing the finger, the people who call themselves conscious, the people that call themselves woke. What the hell are you doing? See, we can talk to the Christians too, because I got a word for them. The Christians, the Hebrews, Yahweh ben Yahweh Shah. Ain't that what they say? Yahweh ben Yahweh Shah. They said that. See, watch this. I'm going to show y'all something, right? So when I talk to my religious brethren and sisters, Jesus, I'm sorry, because somebody going to correct me and say it wasn't no J way back when. But I'm going to say Jesus for the people who didn't know it wasn't a J way back then. Now I'm going to say Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh ben Yahweh Shah. I'm going to say that for everybody. Whoever, you understand? If God, if this is what you believe, if God sacrificed his only son to make this world better, his only begotten son to make this world better, what the hell are you willing to sacrifice to make the black community better? Huh? So now the people that African spirituality, what are you willing to? Because I want you to understand, we all think the same way. We all think the same way. The African spirituality, the people with African spirituality, the people with Muslim, people, Christianity, we all think the same way. We're looking for a way out of this, right? So, but the one way out of this, if we, watch this, I ain't gonna just say unite, because uniting ain't nothing. Uniting ain't worth a damn. Because we unite all the time on the basketball court. All you got to do is go to the court. Black folks united. Once we organize and strategize, see, we have to do more than unite. We need unity. We need unity. We got unity. But we need more than unity. We need organization and we need strategy. And one of the things that what's going on, Cassandra Ram in the Bush, what's going on, Guy Hollywood Jr.? So I'm asking now. See, Cassandra, she was here. I don't know if Cassandra was in that chat. I'm sorry. What I'm talking about when Forecast was doing it, she was in a different one. Oh, let me put my, I forgot something. And while we took, and before I continue, I forgot to pull up this email. But our sister, Rawdon, got mad with me and say anything she ever donated, she want all of it back. So she sacrificed, and I've shown everything that I was doing. I donated the water, I bought books. She mad with me, that's okay. I still got the emails, I forgot to pull them up. But while she want her money back, while we talking about sacrifice, hey man, y'all sacrifice a few dollars to run that damn Cash App. How about that? Sacrifice a few dollars to run that damn Cash App. I need some gas money. But anyway, Raw, I didn't steal nothing, Raw. I showed everything that I did with that money, Raw. Okay. But now, you saw me with the books, and you saw me water. We've seen the things that I've done. So I'm sorry that you're upset. But you can't just always argue with people just to argue with them. And don't expect nobody to say nothing back. And I'm saying that with nothing but love. Raw, Queen Raw. I'm going to still call you Queen. So I'm going to ask, who's willing to sacrifice? Who's ready to organize and strategize? Who's ready to sacrifice? Anybody going to answer? Because ain't nobody answered my questions earlier. So I'm going to ask again because I got a couple more people that came up in here. How many of y'all see Arabs, East Indians, Orientals running businesses in your neighborhood? Can anybody go answer that question for me? I done asked. Ain't nobody answer earlier. Do y'all see them people running businesses in your neighborhood where you live? Yay or nay? Nay or yay? I think that's a hard question to answer for our people. They don't like that question. I'm going to ask again. Do y'all see any of those people running businesses in y'all neighborhood? Okay, I'm glad you answered because everybody else scared of that question. The reason I ask, now, I'm going to see if y'all answer this one in. Do y'all ever see their little kids outside playing with y'all little kids? Or playing with our little kids? Do y'all ever see them out there playing with our little kids? Do y'all ever see them at the schools that our kids go to school at? I must be asking some tough questions. The answer to those questions are no. I'm glad y'all don't shop with them. I'm glad y'all don't go to their stores, but they're there, right? See, we got some folks willing to make that sacrifice. We got to go past them. It's time. You ain't going to see them, Grandma, because they don't live there. They sacrifice every day. 75 miles, 50 miles to come to your neighborhood and get your money. 16 hours a day they in there working in your neighborhood. Then go home. But when it come to us, are we going to sacrifice? Or are we going to constantly talk about what somebody ain't giving us and they giving to other people? If they ain't giving to us, it's time for us to look in the mirror and say, we owe us. While you had that same fight saying they owe us. Because if we don't give to us now, let's just say hypothetically, they decided to give to you now. We still wouldn't give to us. We'll give right back to them. So until we learn what sacrifice is and driving past these people, finding black people, supporting them, instead of always trying to focus on the negative, find a good black business. Find somebody doing nails that good. Find a good restaurant. We don't always have focus on the negative. What about the positive? I guess that's my job. Only my job. Because that's what I'm going to talk about. Because see, but I'm going to also talk about us. Are we willing to sacrifice? Who want to organize? Who want to strategize? Huh? Who's willing to turn down some of their damn trinkets to make things better? But I want you to know a lot go with turning down them trinkets. Because if you turn down them trinkets, or if you sacrifice, I know some of us worry because we hear how people talk about MLK. A lot of folks don't like that. We hear people talk about a man who died, what was he, 37, 38, something like that, murdered, lost his life for us. But what we focus on, he brought integration. He also did work and did things better so black people could have opportunities now. But folks don't want to talk about that part because we search for the negative. It's our job, not mine. I'll take that back. It's a lot of people's job on social media to find the negative and say, we're going to shame black people. Newsflash, black people are already shamed. That's why you got the Hebrews walking around looking like shown up. That's why you got the Moors walking around with that chicken bucket hat on saying if you do this, you treat it different. That's why you got a dude on the internet walking around with a baseball cap and chicken feathers in it talking about he part of the Choctaws. You don't think that's shame? Huh? I know this system is tough. And I know it had me down for like 5 months. I couldn't talk to nobody, couldn't do a damn thing. I'm just on YouTube. I done cussed out everybody. I like. Huh? But see now, when I'm going back, I'm gonna be Enjoy the Mail again. Because Enjoy the Mail, see, is the one who agreed with fire. So now when y'all get this smoke, because I want you to know, and I got this from my young brother, Rev. Shout out to you if you're checking it out, Rev. You, Lee Salam. Shout out to my brothers. So now Enjoy the Mail gonna greet you with fire. And I want y'all to know if there's smoke. See, there you go. We want the smoke. Want you to know. You want the smoke, the fire come with it. The fire create the smoke. And I agree with fire. So now when I talk, when people feel my passion, because I had a big old boulder, I don't even need it on my shoulder no more. I let it go. So now when you hear my passion, it ain't me mad at nobody. It ain't none of that. I still call stuff like I see it. So I'm going to ask this question. There's another question that was hard for people to answer, but I'm going to ask again. If we're not spending money with ourselves now, and we are finding fault, and we're only talking about, because I want y'all to know, as big as social media has gotten, I want y'all to know we're doing white people's job by promoting all of the negative. I'm in a true minority in promoting the positive, because social media is big. So when you're promoting the negative of black people, you are doing their job for them. But anyway, if they gave y'all the money today, I'm saying hypothetically, we don't spend money with us now. We find fault in us right now. And boom, blase, you wake up in the morning and every I would say African American, or Black American, what the autochthonous, Aboriginal, the Maori, whatever the hell y'all call it today, whatever we call it today, right? But anyway, in Block, you got $100,000 in your account. In that letter saying, this for reparations that we owe you. Do y'all think the people that's against Black businesses now, do you think they will spend money with Black business, or do you think we'll still be in the same position? Which one do you think? Do you think because you got $100,000, you're going to all of a sudden say, well, you know what, Black business is great. See, I went to this Black business and it was great, and it did this and it did this, and we do this, and this is so great, and the service was great, and the food was great, and everything in the customer service was great. Or are we going to be people with $100,000 saying, I ain't going to no Black business. Them N-words don't know how to act. The customer service horrible. The food came out a little late. I sat down. Thank you. Grandma used to say, I love you. See, you answer questions. So for me, I ain't talking about what other people doing to us no more. I'm talking about what we need to do. What we need to do. I know MG2 say he don't like the Gona Gassers. Well, I guess I'm just a Gona Gasser MNF. Because I know what I'm going to do because I'm doing it. And I know what we got to do because I'm doing it. And since I know it, I'm going to talk about it. But I still love my brother. I still love him. But I'm just one of them. He's tired of them Gona Gassers. So I'm doing it. So who ready to be a Mapogo? Do anybody want to join Makulu in the Mapogos? Right now I'm in Twadimela because I'm by myself. So much by myself. Let me who answer my question. Eric and Oni. I don't want to be in Twadimela no more. Well, I'm still going to greet you with fire though. But who want to be a Mapogo? Raise your hand. Say something. Who want to be a Mapogo? Mapogo is the night watchman. Mapogos was a coalition. Who want to be part of a coalition? I know they say I've been told I sound like a Mason because I use the word sacrifice. I'm Mason now, I'm Boule now, I'm Illuminati now. No. I'm a Black man that want to see Black people do better. So who want to be part of that coalition? Okay, who want to be the Birmingham brothers then? Who want to be brothers in arms? Thank you. Thank you, Grandma used to say. Grandma used to say want to be part of the pride. Grandma, so right now it's just in Twadimela, and Grandma used to say, huh? Who want to be part of the coalition? Or do we instead want to talk about, want to put me in a group that don't represent me? Well, you know, white folks see you as part of that group. I don't give a damn how they see me. It's how I see me. Stop making them, I know y'all want to touch the hem of God's garment, but stop giving them people all that power over you. See, I'm asking now, who want to be part of the coalition? Who want to organize? Who want to strategize? One person asks. Now, if I say who want to do a show and let's shame some we got two. Hey, look. Hey, I can put second comma back up here now. On here. So it's two men right now. So it's gonna be second comma. That's me on. I just want you to know, King. Second comma, power me. But it's two men, right? Second comma. Cause you know, I had whooped your ass when we were younger on it, so you finna see what your name is. There we go. Second comment, torn nose. Who else want to join? We can fool around and be the Mapogos, Makulu and the Mapogos with Mr. T and the Kinky Tail and all them. Or we can be the Magenta Liars. Or we can be the, you know what? Y'all remember I did that video, that live on the rise of the Mega Wolf Pack. See, when I say I like nature and I like animals, I really do. Do y'all remember that video? So it was these wolves. They were in Russia. They were so hungry. Animals being hunted out. Wolves, listen to me now, wild wolves stop fighting each other. If you don't believe me, look it up. It became a wolf pack of 400 wolves. And they started taking down all the cattle, all the people trying to hunt them out. Wild wolves stopped attacking each other for their survival, joined forces. So right now, we got second comma, torn nose. I tore your nose on it. Just remember that. Second comma tore your nose when you were little. We got second comma, torn nose, and grandma used to say, don't nobody else want to organize. Don't nobody else want to organize, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying when I say we can get on here and we can talk. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with talking. But I'm starting to think. What Big Mike said in that one song, they say a big black N-word did the killing and I fit the description. Yeah. See, we ain't talking about that though. But we are starting to fit the stereotype. We're starting to fit the description is black people gonna talk. Let me see if I can find this one thing where I'm right here. Come on. Read it to you again. Had it once before. See if I can find it one more again. Anybody want to come up and speak? Hey, Tornos, you want to come up and speak, man? Tornos, you can come up and speak. You want to come up and speak, Tornos? Grandma used to say, you want to come up and speak? I got to get your name, Grandma used to say. I got to get your name. Because we building a pride right now. We building us a pride. Don't nobody else want to be part of the pride. That's sad to say. Lord have mercy. Don't nobody else want to be part of the pride. Nobody else. They don't want to answer questions. They don't. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Let me see if anybody want to come up here. But I'm telling y'all right now, if anybody come up here and start talking about white supremacists, I'm going to politely ask you to leave. Because they ain't supreme over here. They are really not supreme over here. Don't use that term. And I don't care how people feel about me when I say that. I don't use that term. Look up the definition. We like to look up the definition of everything except that. Because when you look up the definition of that, right, everything has a definition. And it's their belief that they are superior. That's why Marcus Garvey said, it's their assumption in an unwritten law. Their assumption is they assume they're superior, and it's an unwritten law. But their arrogance is but skin deep. But we give them so much power. We know what they did. We know who created it. That don't make them a public. That means we failed for a minute. But goddamn, all we got to do is stand up. And I know, well, everybody gonna join their side. Okay, well, we ain't gonna worry about them being. Everybody gonna join their side. We supposed to have each other's side. Huh? Don't know. I'm gonna see if I can find it. It was in a book, but I know what they was talking about. They say they were talking about. They claim they was talking about monkeys. See, look, now I can't even find it. Y'all see that? I should have went ahead and I don't found it. Is this right here? Yeah. They have no law. Listen to this. They have no law. They are outcasts. They have no speech of their own, but use stolen words which they overhear when they listen and peep and wait up above in the branches. Their way is not our way. They are without leaders. They have no remembrance. They boast and chatter and pretend that they are a great people about to do great affairs. But the falling of a nut turns their minds to laughter, and all is forgotten. Who it sound like they talking about? Just to be honest. And this is in the book. What y'all clipping the junk? That's coming from the Jungle Book. We don't have to fit their descriptions. We don't have to call them supreme. We don't have to call them none of that, because if they're supreme, what about Black Power then? Huh? Who want to talk about sacrifice? Who want to talk about what they're willing to sacrifice? Huh? Do I need to pull up that definition again? Let me read it again right quick. Let me see what it say to you. We got one, you're talking about the sacrificing of animals or whatever to deities. That's a religious sacrifice. But number 3, then you got something offered in a sacrifice. That's the second. This is Merriam-Webster's, right? So now the third definition is the one that fit us. Destruction or surrender of something for the sake of something else. Destruction or surrender of something for the sake of something else. We have to be the something else. We have to destroy things that's in our communities, in our neighborhoods, those businesses, and we have to be the something else that we're destroying them for. Do that make sense? Anybody want to come up and speak? Anybody want to come up and speak? Everybody can get 3-4 minutes. It's just rules on this one, though. We just ain't talking about the supreme people. We talking about us organizing. We talking about us strategizing. We talking about us supporting Black businesses. And by the way, support Black business. Hashtag Black Business Channel still alive. I know a lot of people ain't finding hashtag support Black businesses. Go to my channel. You'll see a lot of them, because that's what I do. I got more. I got to go get. I'm going to get and show some more this weekend. Huh? That's how we going to get it. See, it ain't just supporting them and they good. No. They have a responsibility to us like we have a responsibility to them. Jobs, especially our teenagers, adults get there, give people livable wages. Huh? They have a responsibility to us like we have a responsibility to them. So it works hand in hand. Willing to sacrifice for each other. Huh? Well, don't nobody want to come up here tonight. I don't think nobody want no smoke with Second Comment Torno. I thought Tornos was going to come up here and speak with me because he done joined the coalition. Since he done joined the Pride, I thought he was going to come up here and roar a little bit. But he done got scared. He don't want to come roar. I let him join the Pride. You in the Pride, Tornos. All you got to do is come in. All you got to do right now is come up here and let them see you roar. Huh? Because if we wanted to be a Mapogo, I would have been, we would have been the Mapogos, night watching, which means we watching our communities. We watching what's going on. We protecting them. We protecting our women. Men, we protecting each other. Let me say that too, because I want everybody to know that Black men, our life matter too. Bwana, where you at? Bwana, I'm going to say it every time, Bwana. Your life matters, Bwana. Your life matters. And so do mine, and so do every other Black man. All right? But we the protectors. Of course we're going to protect each other, so I shouldn't have to say that. But our women is not protected, so that's what we have to say. We're going to protect our sisters. We're going to protect our queens. We're going to protect our daughters. So I'm going to say that. Because if we the real Pride, I don't even have to say I'm going to protect Tornos only right here. Because we're going to be together anyway. All I needed was one more come up here. We would have been in Birmingham Pride. I would have put up their brothers in arms. But we ain't even got another man say they're ready to organize with us. They don't want to be brothers in arms. Huh? They don't want to be brothers in arms. Then you get a couple more, you can be the Magina Lannis. You can be the Mapogo. Come on, man. See, I'm going to tell you, I'm in Dwight Mailer. You know, everything, when the king get a little old, I'm sick of comment right now with my boy Latono. Even they go down. The Lion King, when he go and they live 15 years and they've been through all them battles, protecting everything, they get too old to fight, so they walk away. I'm into Mailer. I don't want to grow old and be Lonely Jesse. Hey, they got one called Lonely Jesse. He got like he got old and everybody just left him. Lonely Jesse. I don't want to be Lonely Jesse. We supposed to take care of each other. We supposed to take care of each other. But that's all I wanted to talk about, a little sacrifice. Anything I said, did it make sense? Let me know did it make sense? Because if it didn't make sense, that means I don't have to regroup it. I'm going to have to redo it. But I think it made sense. I think it made sense. And I'm going to tell you now, when people say, well, like, don't listen to Dr. Claude Anderson when he said, I like his economic plan. But don't listen when he say, ain't nobody going to be driving no 20, 30 miles to go find a black-owned business. Black folks drive 50, 60, 70 miles all the time to go find the white-owned outlet mall. 100 miles sometimes to find a white-owned outlet mall. Black folks drive 5, 6 hours to find an Indian-owned casino. But we can't drive 20 miles to find a black-owned business. But we can drive an hour. We can drive 100 miles for an outlet mall. We can drive 6 hours to go on a reservation to shoot some dice, or play some blackjack. But we can't go 40 minutes to support black. That don't sound right, does it? Because have you ever heard anybody say don't go that far to support those things? Y'all ever heard anybody say that? Don't be driving on 3 hours talking about supporting no outlet mall. Y'all ever heard that? Driving 100 miles to support an outlet mall. What's wrong with you? You never heard nobody say that. Don't be driving all that time to go support them damn casinos on that reservation for them people that hate you. You ain't gonna hear nobody say that. But when it comes to black business, the black business got to be right next to you. And you know when it will be right next to us? When we're willing to stop giving our money to these other people, then the community, then we own these businesses. Thank you. Let me put this up here. And you don't never hear nobody say it. Ain't nobody gonna ever say nothing about that. Huh? They ain't gonna say nothing about that. Oh, Lord, my computer done froze. Can y'all hear me? It is raining here. My computer done froze. Yeah, there we go. Y'all can hear me now. And ain't nobody gonna say nothing. They ain't gonna never say nothing about that. But we know shaming black people is a good thing for black people. It does drive your numbers up on social media. See, I'm willing to sacrifice numbers on YouTube. I'm willing to sacrifice possible YouTube check. I'm willing to sacrifice that possible check. Because ain't nobody gonna just make me crap on me over and over and over. Because what we don't understand is when we like to say black folks do this or don't do that, and black people scared of this, and black people, goddamn, look at me. Why are you talking all that noise bad about black folks? Look in the mirror. So stop pointing your finger at other black folks. Look in the mirror and say, you, well, I ain't gonna do it. So that's what we got to start doing. Self-reflecting. So once again, let me put this in the chat. Let me put this in the chat before I get out of here. Hey, y'all run that Cash App. How about that? Run that Cash App. I want to run that damn Cash App. What's going on, She Loves D? She Loves D, whenever you in the A, you and Lil Man, I forget your son's name. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to take you to my homeboy seafood spot. Whenever Jackson stay here, that's why I want y'all to come. Whenever y'all in the A, y'all holler at me, and we going to go up there and we're gonna take over my homeboy seafood spot. All Jackson State fans in Atlanta, y'all holler at me. I'm gonna put my email. Y'all need to holler at me, and let's get together and let's bum rush my homeboy seafood spot right here in Cobb County. It's called Phenomenal Seafood. On Friday night, they have a live band. They have a live band on Friday night. Yeah, at Ram in the Bush. That's why I asked that question. That's why I asked the question that if we got reparations right now, that wouldn't just make us, while we talk, I'm gonna be honest, while black people constantly talking about a racial wealth gap, which is something I don't discuss. But since I just mentioned it, the racial wealth gap is there for a reason. It was some people that traveled around the world that made sacrifices to take this land, then travel and put some people on the bottom of a ship to bring, made a lot of sacrifices to get what they got, to get filthy rich off you. Now, 600, 500 years later, do you think those people is going to turn around and give you something to make it equal? Or even to so-called close the racial wealth gap? I know that's a hot topic. People talk about it all the time. Boy, especially the ADOS, especially ADOS people and the so-called FBA people, they talk about it all the time. I learned a new term today. I am FBA, a Foundation of Black African. How about that? So, if they don't give it to us, if they ain't going to close the racial wealth gap, what are we going to do to take care of our community? See, I took the one video down that said I'm sick of this shit. That was the name of it. I'm cleaning up trash all the time. Nobody helping them like, dude, y'all see me out here, stop putting all this trash. I'm steady cleaning up trash. Nobody over here even has to pay for trash. I'm steady cleaning up the trash every time I'm throwing away. Everything's just nasty. I'm going around picking up the trash. Grandma used to say, you remember that video? I'm picking up trash from everywhere. Nobody gave me a hand. A couple white people moved over here and went to pick up trash. Lo and behold, hands across Powder Spring went out there. I ain't mad. I'm not even mad though. I'm laughing, but I'm not mad. But this is what we have to do. It's our job to even, look, it's our job to keep our communities clean. And if we had a true understanding of the things that we can do and how it should be done, waste industry, waste management, no other waste company would be in our neighborhoods other than We Love Your Trash. You know why? Because we would be supporting each other. Should nobody else have to throw our trash away? I'm the trash man. I throw our trash away. You gonna pay them, pay me. Why pay them, pay me? Or pay Sidra. Pay Sheila V. Pay my homie right here. Here go my homie Torn Nose right here. So when people see the name and they say second comment Torn Nose, this is my homie right here, Torn Nose. We a coalition. We coming together. Grandma used to say she ain't coming up. We organizing and strategizing. What's going on?
Peace, peace, peace. How you doing, man? I should have changed my name to Torn Nose. I forgot.
What's going on? It's on you.
Oh nah, you know what? I know you already know about this stuff, but food co-ops, right? I hear in Brooklyn there's this sister was like I think this was like she was a former Black Panther, and there was this dude, he was in like, you know, NBUF, which is National Black United Front, I think. Yeah. So they were working together to do food co-op, right? And so basically the grocery stores in our neighborhood, right? Them Dominicans and the Latinos, whatever, them people that bring these grocery stores into our neighborhoods, they don't grow the food. You know, what they do is they go, well, at least in New York, right? They go to like I don't know what it's called, but like let's say the food market, the grocery, whatever, grocery market, whatever, and they pick out, for black communities, the worst, the worst products they can find, and then they sell them to us at inflated prices, obviously. And so these people, what they said was that all you got to do is drive up there. Okay, you just drive up there and pick up the food yourself, and you'll buy it at the wholesale rate, right? When you buy it at the wholesale rate, you can still inflate the prices a little for your people, just to profit, cover the gas and all that kind of stuff. But the point is that, what they were doing was they had a food co-op where they put the food in boxes kind of, right? And said, pick it up on Wednesday and you'll have, your supplies for the week, right? And you pay, let's say, $40 for $400 worth of, you know what I'm saying? Or not like, not that exact number. But what I'm saying is that even when you say we go to them and what do we get when we go to them? When you say that you could drive to wherever, like realistically speaking, what these grocery stores are doing, their hustle is they go to the wholesaler and then they do the retail. And we could easily, like you said, if we drive, we could easily go up to the wholesaler and do our own retail. And if not retail, like I said, you could put it in boxes. Like you could make it a little bit more, to your taste. You could take your pre-orders, right? Go over to the wholesaler and give your people abundantly more than they would get if they, like pretty much give them the wholesale bargain. But like you said, what we're doing is that we're not only paying for convenience, we get to go to the grocery store, we don't got to go drive up all the way, to wherever the wholesaler is. But we also, like you said, everybody else is making sacrifice, because they are sacrificing their time and energy to go drive up to the wholesaler. But then we who have the same permission to go, there's a whole bunch of farmers waiting out there, a whole bunch of black farmers waiting out there next to the wholesaler trying to, get their stuff into grocery stores or wherever, right? And instead of us, navigating that, organizing that, we there, pretty much like, oh, nah, let this Latino man come all the way from, Mexico, or come all the way from, Argentina, and then he's gonna set up shop in our community, doing something that I could do, that no longer, I'm no longer discriminated against doing. You know what I'm saying? So it really comes, like you said, it really comes down to, who's willing to sacrifice. And I don't want to quote this guy, Adam Clayton Powell Jr., but he would say, what's in your hand? He says, what's in your hand? And a lot of us now, see, I can't drive, so I can't, if you're asking why you don't do it, only I can't drive. But one time I hit a car, whatever. But I should say tornado, my fault. But what
people from New York. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. We just thought there's something going that way. But what I'm saying is that if it goes back to that what's in your hand, if you have the ability to drive, you have somebody, even a young person, willing to drive upstate. Like I said, if you could get enough pre-orders, you get 10 pre-orders. You charge them, $40 for the week of grocery, and then you stock them up with like what they did was they stocked us up with mostly vegetables and fruits, and drinks and eggs and that kind of stuff. Just like the essentials, big meat, all that kind of stuff, and they would go and get the best, the quality picks. Because what happens is that the white grocery stores, the Latino grocery stores, the grocery stores of the ghetto, the grocery stores with stuff, all of them shop at the wholesaler, right? But the white folk get, they pick first, you know what I'm saying? Right? The white folk pick first, for their, they're established, whatever. And then, the people, going to the, selling food to the black community, they get the leftovers, they get the carrot that looks like the carrot look like it's already been eaten, and they get the boneless whole chicken, you know what I'm saying? but the whole thing is that like we can get the first pick, but it really comes back to, like you said, people sacrificing. and you know, everybody knows that it's just a matter of delivering, you know, because you drive trucks. Everybody knows it's just a matter of delivering from the wholesaler to the retailer. You know, that's like half. There was like a quarter of the economy is just delivering from the. It's just the retailers selling what the wholesalers are doing. We can do it, but again, it takes sacrifice. It takes organizing, and it takes, you know, getting up. And you know, shout out to, you know, like you said, the brothers who who have a grocery store. You know, shout out to them. But that's
Let,
about it.
let me say this right quick. Let me say this right quick. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna say something right quick. A couple things right quick. Watch this. If Ghana can reach out to Footprint Farms, and yes, I did a video on Footprint Farms out of Jackson, Mississippi. And by the way, my cousin, right? But they can go to Ghana and help build farms in rural areas in Ghana so people can have fresh food, right? And the kids that going to school can have fresh food at school, right? We need to start reaching out to our black farmers here. I've already spoken to my cousin several times about it. But it can't just be me. And I know it's not just me. So I'm not trying to say it's only me, but I need to meet other people. I need to meet other people that's into that. Everybody's not going to see, we don't have to be into the same thing to be a coalition, to be together, right? Now, another thing that I said about the groceries, and I showed this. We don't have to try to get Kroger. Hey, before Grandma used to say, I'm finna touch on that in a second. We can get a small one. We can start with, look, let's talk to our brothers and sisters from the continent that got small African grocery stores. Let's talk to them and put some of our stuff in there. I've already had it done with 2 farmers here. I don't know if the third one ever went or not. I've already had it done. If we talk to each other instead of shaming each other, let's hold real conversations with each other and try to get some business done. We can do it. You understand? Now, see, while I'm talking about sacrifice, when I say it only in New York, Grandma used to say there's no need to say that. Don't even say you can teach them. New York City is the only place I ever heard people in my life be 40 years old and don't know how to drive. They sacrifice money on a car because they can catch the subway. The car is not a necessity to them because they have good public transportation. So they sacrifice that $30,000. They keep that $30,000. Like, shit, I ain't spending no money on that. Yeah, you might get there quicker with your car, but they have good public transportation. See, now I'm gonna hit people in the head with what they know. You understand what I'm saying? But am I lying? Ain't that why people don't buy cars in New York? They don't know how to drive. No way. But go ahead.
You're right. I don't know how that shit. I mean, yeah, like public transit. Like, remember the other day I was like, I can't go to the mall. It's so far. I just hopped on a bus and I was there. I was like, why do I have to walk this thing? Yeah, yeah. You don't got to know how to drive in New York. Like, because one, you can't even park. Like, if you ever go anywhere, you know, you have to find trouble parking. Like, even if you like parking. Because I remember my son's mother had a car, and yeah, parking was like its own thing. Like, you could spend like 20, 30 minutes looking for a parking spot near your own, like parking in front of your own house. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was it's not worth it. But anyway, what we said? Oh yeah, you were saying oh yeah. And another one was like you said, like the whole what's with your hand thing. I was saying that, but you know, like I only read Blueprint for Black Power once, but like I told people my favorite passage was one of these pages where he's talking about this church where like 80% of the congregation was poor. You know what I'm saying? Like pouring on food stamps. And like, you know, like they was giving their food stamps for you know, offering for tithes, right? The church flipped the food stamps to get a grocery store and then eventually get like an engineering thing and this and that and so forth. You know, the point is that you can use anything. You know, like even with food stamps, you could make a grocery store. You know? And that's why it's like, you know, we have to concentrate on what we need, you know, what we need and how we can get there. But again, it really takes a sacrifice. You know, I would always tell people, I break this down. You know, this is why, you know, I can't go against it. Like, I don't go too hard against the church or nothing. because the church is a really intelligent institution. You know, it's intelligent because they tell people give 10%. You know, one of the things that really pissed me off when I was younger was, you know, I was kind of poor, low key, right? And I was like, my mom, you know, seeing my mom, you know, pretty much poor, and she's still giving 10% to the church, and I'm like, why would you give 10% when you're poor? But check this out. Like I said, you do the math. If you get 10 people and they give 10%, okay, then the person collecting 10% has 100% of the average.
Now hold on 1 second on it. While he talking about give 10%, y'all run that damn Cash App. Sacrifice, run that damn Cash App. Go ahead on.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, that's what I'm saying. But look, that's exactly what the church. That's exactly how the church gets ahead. Because when you put 10 people giving 10%, you get 100% of the average. When you get 20 people giving 10%, you get 200% of the average. You know, twice as much as the average. So the whole thing is that when you work out the math, anybody with a congregation of let's say 30 people, right, collecting 10% is going to make 3 times the average, and they can employ at least 3 people, or they can employ 2 people. If you know what I'm saying, they can employ 2 people on the app. So we have to, you know, if we're talking about organization, and in fact, I think that's what, you know, like I said, I was studying under Alton Maddox for a minute. He was saying something, I can't remember the quote exactly, but it's something along the lines of, if you're not a part of a black finance organization, you're part of the problem. So something like that, right? But the whole idea was that, like you say, people have to financially support their organizations, and they have to financially support their organization, and that's why, like that's partly why I think the church was more successful in Africa than a lot of even the indigenous African spiritual systems. Because if you there, you know, saying, oh well, you know, I'll give you whatever I could, blah blah blah. No, you're supposed to give. You like the church tells you give 10%, and because they tell you to give 10%, them pastors was looking good. Now we got Revolutionary Matron. Revolutionary Matron was pointing out the other day that, you know, some of us give when, you know, and we want the pastor to, you know, look nice and you know have more than us. That's you know, that's one way to look at life, but that's not even what we're on. That's not the time we're on. There are plenty of, you know, there are some black churches. I don't want to say plenty, but there are some black churches who use that, you know, that income to better their communities. And just like, you know, we got Brother Bakari, or we got Second Comma, who's you know, who would use you know, whatever he gets to better the community. You know what I mean? And that's what we have to, like, that's the kind of quality that we have to look for, because without it, like I said, Uncle Maddox said, you know, if you're not, let me see. It says a black person who's not a member of a black-led and black finance organization is part of the problem and not part of the solution. So what we have to do is we have to start looking for black-led, black financed organizations and paying our dues. You know, and that's really what it comes to. That's what I'm saying.
All right, thank you, She Loves D, Timona, for the Cash App. Thank y'all. Come on, y'all, follow suit. Run the damn Cash App. What's going on? Oh, you changed your name. Good job, man. You changed your name. Great job. So now everybody know who Torn Nose is. Torn Nose. I'm gonna say this again because Matron went in here and she done probably heard me talk about it. I like lions. I like watching history stuff. I like watching animal stuff. And I like lions, right? Torn Nose was the younger brother to Sekou Kama. In Sekou Kama, he got the name Torn Nose because me being Sekou Kama, powerful and strong, and Torn Nose like only was little and weak, and I had to slap him across his face. I had to slap him across his face to get him in check. I was trying to get some more people to join so we could be Mapogos of the Magenta. Forecasting got scared. Guiding got scared. We got Grandma used to say, we need some more women to join the pride. Matron, y'all ain't ready to organize. Y'all ain't ready to strategize. I ain't even got to say unite. Because like I say, we unite all the time. But it's time to organize and strategize. Matron, Ram in the Bush, Timona, you know, Sheila D. Who else? We need more women in the pride. Because, you know, Second Common Tornos held it down for some years. We held it down for some years and we had a nice pride. We held it, hey, Torno, we held it down for some years. Because I was tired of being intro to Maylite by myself. Because, you know, I need some people with me.
You already know.
So who's down with the support with the Black Business Challenge? Who's down for the Black Business Challenge? Come on, y'all put that wherever y'all at. Whenever y'all in the chat, just put it in there. Black Business Challenge. Put in there, support Black businesses. I want y'all to understand. Listen to me. HBCUs are Black businesses. I know some people that don't like when I said there's a Black business. Oh, you gonna come up, matron? Okay. Hey, we got another. Hey, I got to get my name for matron and grandma used to say now. So we have to support each other with the good and the bad, because ain't nothing gonna be perfect. Nothing gonna be perfect. We have to support. We have to put ourselves at the top, right? We have to be number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then what KRS-One said a long time ago, I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's how we have to do ourselves. So whenever y'all in the chat, wherever y'all at, it can be in the Hebrews while they're in Yahweh ben Yahweh Shah and cussing out African people, right? Yeah, from the Delta, from the Mississippi Delta. That's where I'm from, Thaddeus Hardy, from the Mississippi Delta. Glen Allen. You ever heard of Glen Allen? Support Black, but there we go right here. Run that cash out too. But we gonna sacrifice to build our stuff up. We got to. We need more businesses. Our children need, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. I was watching a documentary, had the book, got to go find it, because I missed some stuff and I don't know what it. This is something I want us to look up. Black farmers' role in the civil rights movement. They have been left. Oh, you fishing Glen Allen? That's where I'm from. Oh, we got somebody here who know Glen Allen. Well, that's a surprise. Where you from? The black farmers have been left out. So I was watching this documentary and I had the book. So it started in, because I'm from Mississippi, so that's what I look at first. So they were talking about the black farmers in Mississippi. First, they was talking about when black, because I'm from the country, so when you see a church in somebody's yard, right? Oh, you from Shaw? Yeah, we used to whoop y'all sometime every blue moon in sports. I went to Riverside. So in the country, when you see a church in somebody's yard, black people had learned that they could defend the church. See, they never show that part. Black people used to fight back. Those the farmers, mainly. I'm gonna be honest, it was mainly the farmers. So what the farmers did, the black farmers, they were giving black people places to stay, because those black. So the white farmers was keeping black people at work from kin to can't. Some people say from can't. See, I'm sorry, y'all say can't. From kin to can't. That's what we talk, right? Can't see in the morning or can't see at night. So then they couldn't go help the black farmers. But they were going out there with land, with you know, whatever they had to see. So what the black farmers did, gave them some shelter. And they could stay, and they was able to quit their job. But what else they did was they talked about fighting back. They did fight back. But they would find somebody, one of the children in the community. Let's say it could be you, Oni. He can be an attorney. The farmers was putting their money together to send people, to send youth to college to learn law, be a doctor, or whatever. Of course, everybody couldn't go, but Oni might be this. Cassandra good at this, Timona good at that. So they were finding a few people to send them. And those people were coming back. And of course, you know, they keep going to HBCUs. So they were sending, grandma used to say might be a good teacher. So she was going to school for education. So when she come back, so when she finished, and I studied Mississippi first, but then I saw how it was in Alabama, Louisiana, Tennessee, the Carolinas, and the black farmers' role in the civil rights movement and some of the stuff that we were able to, whatever, garner from it, the black farmers' role have been hidden because black farmers fought back, just like what the people in Detroit, Chicago, all them was doing in those rides, busting people side the head. Their role has been hidden. Trust me, I have utmost respect for Dr. King because there's 3 Dr. Kings, and I know them all. I said 3, you know it ain't but 1, but I say 3 because of 3 different phases of what he went through in his young life. He played a great role, but other people's roles might have been hit. So that's why we have to dig deeper. But I'm telling you, the black farmers' role and the people that was riding, busting people upside the head, they even bust people upside the head in Birmingham, Alabama, all that too. And guess who? Guess who never told them to stop? On the take a guess who never told black folks to stop busting them upside the head? Dr. King never told them to stop. Dr. King said he ain't caused that, y'all did. See, that's why I say it was like 3 phases. And it's important to know all phases, not just the phase that we don't like. It's important to know the phase where get a book called This Nonviolent Stuff Will Get You Killed. It's important to know that phase of Dr. King, not just the stuff that we don't agree with. We have to find the stuff that we agree. It's important to know it all because ain't nobody did nothing you agree with all of it. What's going on, Revolutionary Matrix?
How you doing, Brother Bakari or Intawadu Mela? How you doing tonight?
Everything's everything. I'm good, and you?
I'm doing good. My brother is actually moving to Georgia, so after the show, I need your email so we can link up. I can link you to him because he's moving to Georgia.
Okay, he moving to the Atlanta area.
Yes, he is.
Okay, no problem.
So yeah, so I was out with him today. So and we do have to sacrifice. I appreciate the fact that you said you're sacrificing YouTube views and social media in lieu of Black empowerment and upliftment. So I thank you for that.
You're welcome, but I see you do the same thing, but you're welcome.
I don't care nothing about that. I'm gonna read my books, and I just got one of them books from Oni, the Carlos Cook's Reader, and I will be reading that next month because I see that that's a much more empowering book than some of the other things that our elders and ancestors read. And then I still want to read We Will Shoot Back.
That's a great book. Only been teaching me about Carlos Cook. I don't know much about Carlos Cook. Only been teaching me. I'll give Only his props. I don't like to give nobody no props either, but I'll give Only his props. Only been teaching me more about Carlos Cook.
Yeah, he's a missing piece of our American psyche. One of his books was $1,000 on Amazon. I was like, wow, they really don't want us to know. They don't want us to be mad like he was mad.
Yeah. Only you were teaching about him Sunday, wouldn't you, Only?
On Sunday?
I'm sorry, Tornos. Didn't you teach about him on Sunday?
Oh, okay. I was like, who Oni?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, maybe. He's a good brother, man. I'm excited for Matron to read him next month. I sent her the book, so yeah. So like I even said yesterday that because you don't want to read it, when she reads it, you'll listen. You know.
I've only been teaching me about him. So that's good. I don't mind learning from people. Hey, but you know something? You said something. You say I'm gonna tell you something. Forecast ain't searching for YouTube dollars. considerate guy. Matter of fact, I don't think none of us searching for YouTube dollars. So it's good that everybody willing to do what they do, stand firm on what they believe, and not chase the dollar and get on here and just and be lift to black people all the time and shameless.
Facts. That's a good thing. We need more of that in these YouTube streets because the beefs are even some of the YouTubers that I followed. I had to stop following them because they starting YouTube beefs and they on the Trump train and they doing this and they doing that, trying to get YouTube views. And I'm like, if I don't get but 5 views a week, that's 5 people I know that are at least listening to what I have to say and might think about things differently to go impact their neighborhood, just like I'm impacting mine.
Yep. Now I'm gonna say this right now. If you have figured out a way to make you some money off YouTube without belittling black people, because I'm gonna tell you something, right? There's a couple people that came in the chat that they do HB, the strictly Jackson State, but they do now. She Jackson State, but they do HBCU stuff. They ain't over there belittling black people. Actually, they uplifting black people, and they have figured out a way to make money uplifting black people with actually got black business sponsors. So if you can do it that way, that is great. Well, you don't have to crap on your own. You can uplift your own and still make money. You know what I'm saying? Because they found black businesses that support them.
Facts, and there are some, it's just that they so few and far in between because you got to pierce you have to pierce their white consciousness to get to their black consciousness before, with some business owners, especially up here. It's a lot of them up here. You have to pierce their white consciousness to get to their black consciousness before they'll support. But I have some that, they at least come and they listen and they give me feedback.
Mm-hmm. And that's good. I want to get Mr. Campbell on here. He a FAMU grad. They brag different. That's what he like to say. They brag different, but he's a good brother, and you listen to him talk. He like us, but he support what he do with Simona, the lady who was in the chat. His business, one of her sponsors. So it's a lot of them out here that if you uplifting black folks, there's some businesses out here that will support you. So I'm gonna get a couple of them to come to y'all channel.
I would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Because you do great readings. Great readings. I'll give you your props. Only you do all right. I ain't gonna lie, you do all right. But
well, yeah, I know. Matron do better. I know.
Man, you hear Matron voice when she's reading? Like Matron really should be getting paid. For real.
We one time did this. I wrote a play a long time ago, and like 4 of us did a play together. Like we was just doing the play, and I tell you, Matron and this other brother was like the best voice actors. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what I was doing there. I was trying to sound like JJ, and I just sounded like JJ drunk. You know what I mean? But yeah, Matron knows how to do it, man.
Oh, go on there.
Yeah, man, Matron voice is, I ain't gonna lie, it's great. Like, oh my goodness. Like she should just Matron should just have her some, like if Matron just say, you know what, she gonna do some readings. Like don't let you talk on it, don't let Forecast talk, don't even let me talk. She just said she gonna do some book readings, man, and just read through the book, man. Matron voice, because I'm telling you, I listen to a lot of books. And man, a lot of them people I can't even understand. I'm being honest with you, man. You constantly rewinding, like, what the hell is he talking about? Because I listen while I be driving. Like, man, I don't even know what he said. So I had to find Matron and what she done read, because it's great. I give props to what props is due, and she deserves everything, because she should be getting paid for that. Her voice is awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I do my best.
So do anybody else have anything they want to say about the topic before I get off of here?
Now I'll just reiterate that yeah, like you said, like every other people are willing to do sacrifice. And I think I had this quote from Martin Delaney. Like I tell people, that's another book that I really like. Blake with the Hunt of America, really good book. But Martin Delaney, he kind of taught me the art of fiction, And let me see if I can find this quote. he says, oh yeah, he says, whatever liberty is worth to the whites, it is worth to the blacks. Therefore, whatever it costs the whites to obtain it, the blacks will be willing and ready to pay if they desire it. Like even like here's the thing I notice about white folk is that they support their own. And I'm not even saying that. It's not even just me saying that. You know, like John Edward Bruce said it. Carlos Cook said it. Like everybody, what they notice about white folk is they support their own. You know, even when they doing dumb shit. Like I tell you, man, these white folk could write up a book for Dungeons and Dragons and collect thousands of dollars. You know, like a video game book or a book that nobody's even playing. They will collect thousands of dollars on that stuff. Like white folk support white folk, and really, if that's what it takes for white folk to be free, right? Then we as black people got to say, okay, well, if that's the cost for freedom, we have to do it because freedom is not free, and we have to make those sacrifices just the same. I think that that should be something drilled into our heads that really we have to concede freedom isn't free, and whatever it takes is like whatever the cost is, that's what we have to be willing and ready to pay if we want it.
You're correct. Hey, Matron, that's my email right there on the screen. I ain't tell you that.
All right, I'm writing it down.
Yeah, that's my email.
But yeah, I agree with what Oni said. And at the same time, we have to recognize and realize that a generation has to live in hell for any generation to get to the promise of heaven. And if we're going to put our future generations in a place where they have power, we have to do what we have to do and put our nose to the grindstone until we can actually put them in a better position. Plans are made hundreds of years in advance, and we need to stop thinking in the short term because these short term gains do nothing for us in the long run. You hit a lick and you broke the next day. You get a small come up, and if you don't invest it right and do the right things and have the right information behind you, then you're going to be in a worse position in 2 or 3 days. So we have to get to the point where we realize, no, this is going to be my toil, and my future generations will speak of my sacrifice so that when they are in a position of power.
Ashe.
I say, oh, what's going on, Anthony McPhail? Hey, Oni, when you talk to, I'm sorry, Tornos, when you talk to Bawana, tell him to stop being scared of me. Tell him to stop running from me. Tell him I'm gonna keep messing with him. The more he run, the more I'm gonna call his name and mess with him. I'm gonna keep messing with him. But one of my little brother. Sometimes you have to be a little hard with your little brother.
Yeah, Buana can tell it though. So
Hey, he'll tell her. But look, man, y'all go ahead, man. Look, was that y'all last words before I get over here?
yeah, my last words, Buana's a tether. That's about it.
My last words is remember the sacrifices of your ancestors and make the same ones for your future generations.
That's great closing. But one is a teller, but the sacrifice one was better than yours. I'm gonna be honest, man. But look, man, I thank everybody for coming through. Let me see. I want to play this again. Damn it! Before I get off of this hour, when Marcus Garvey said 2 things he said in that speech. He said, any leadership that teaches you to depend on another race is a leadership that would enslave you. Then he was talking about, what he say? He was talking about how white people got what they got. No, he's talking about, because I can't even find it now. I'm trying to find. So he said the Jews are held together by their religious. White people, the white race are held together by the assumption of the unwritten law of their superiority. And at that time, he said, but with 400 million black people, like what we could do if we came together. And he also said, he said, if we are not willing to do what other men have done, not willing to, like, don't even try to do what other men have done, we will die. And we're sitting back and we're watching the destruction. And all it takes, like I said, I ain't gonna even use the word unity because we know that word. I'm gonna use the other two words: organize and strategize. Organize and strategize. That's what we need right now. Organization and strategy. Organization and strategy is what we need.
You ever hear that Garvey, when Garvey talked about the Klan, where he's like Garvey on the Ku Klux Klan?
Oh, you talking about when he met with the Ku Klux Klan?
No. When he's talking about, he said the Klan is the invisible government of the United States, and then the guy said, and then the reporter was like, you know, that them kind of statements get you lynched, and Garvey was like, well, you know, they could come try me.
yeah. When he said there's millions of trees, he said there's millions of trees made for lynching. Let's get the party started.
Yeah, love it, man.
Yeah. That's what he said. There's millions of trees made for lynching. Go ahead, my bad.
No, I was saying I linked it in the chat just in case you wanted to play that one too.
Oh, let me find it right quick. Yeah, because that's what he said. There's millions of trees made for lynching.
That's what I tell white folks too, man. I got trees in my backyard just for that. You know what I'm saying? Come at me.
Hey, y'all, let me know. Let me know if you can hear.
America a white man's country? Yes, it is a white man's country because he conquered the Indian, exterminated him, and took possession of his property. I say the KKK is the invisible government of the United States. What do you mean? The Klan represents the spiritual feeling and even the physical attitude of every white man in this land. Do you realize that such statements could get you lynched? We have 5 million substantial oak trees between Africa and the West Indies. We are ready for lynching party tonight if they wanted to. Recently, there have been several rapings of black women by whites. Was that discussed? Yes, it was. He claims that they are as much against that as any self-respecting Negro should be. But I know better. In my opinion, they are structured for the purpose of offending, suppressing, and killing Negroes. I would advise every Negro and those who aspire to leadership to form an organization similar to that of the Ku Klux Klan, so that they may be able to look out for their own interests and not continue to be begging white people to do for them what they ought to be doing for themselves. Thank you very much.
Damn, I say.
But I'm gonna get off your forecast, about to go live. Peace and love. Thank everybody for coming through, and RIP to the great brother Martin Robinson Delaney. One thing about Anthony McPhail, he have little known black history facts that a lot of us do. Did you know that? Did you know this on? Did y'all know this? Because I ain't know it.
I didn't know that fact about today.
One thing about Anthony, he have little known facts.
Yeah, that's random.
When you hear him talk, he gonna have facts. Like when he say something, I don't even dispute it. Like, okay, because he have little known black history facts. I give him his props. He like, damn, how you know that? He know him. But on that note, man, peace and love. I thank everybody for coming through. Remember, support black business. Remember the Black Business Challenge. I want y'all to be black, buy black, think black, love back, and everything else will take care of itself. Peace and one love.
Peace.
Peace.